Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for joining us today. Just ahead, Estaban Plaza-Jennings, the Ford Bronco Brand Manager, joins us to talk about the two big reveals that Ford made at the Chicago Auto Show just a couple weeks ago. Got to drive the new small mid-sized Terrain SUV, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that. Conrad has the cruise-in calendar and This Week in Auto History. Plus, we'll also have the stories making car news this week. It's just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mr. Beetlejuice himself, Mike Out of This World Mars.
He took the shirt off, though.
King Conrad DeLong. We need more, Jeff Zekin, always.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a beautiful day here in Houston, Texas. A little bit on the nippy side, but pretty day outside. Sun shining.
Gorgeous.
It is. It's great. Great to go cruising. If you dare get out there and wash your car, I'll tell you that you'll freeze your hands off in that bucket of water.
He's
Just
warm
saying.
water.
Yeah, but at least you don't live in Michigan where the bucket of water is solid.
That's true.
You can't
There is that.
throw the bucket of water on your car. You go straight through the windshield.
Well, let's go talk to the Ford brand manager, and his name is Estaban Plaza-Jennings. And good morning, sir. It's good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Ford Bronco, I read a story this morning that there's a bunch of them sitting on some dirt pile out there by the factory that you can't get out the door because of the chip crisis.
Yeah, we have some trucks that are waiting for some microchips that are sitting outside the assembly plant right now, but we're working through them as quick as we can.
I know you are.
And that'll be plug and play as the chips come in?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah, we call it a vehicle on wheels program. So
good.
the trucks they sit in the parking lot, and then once we get the microchips in, they get installed in the vehicles.
Get them on down to the dealers.
So these vehicles are immobile until the chips come, or how does that work? You couldn't deliver it to the end user customer without that particular chip?
Yeah, you guys are testing my particular knowledge on this subject.
It's what we do.
So I can't really comment on the technicalities on the retrofit process, but needless to say, we're working as quick as we can to get those in our customer hands.
Well, I have to tell you, I got to experience a Ford Bronco out of the press fleet here a couple of months back, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I think it is spot on, and whether you're a Ford fan or not, this is one vehicle that I personally think if you're in the market for that kind of a vehicle, that's one that should be at the top of the list. And I know that since you're the brand manager, I would imagine you would agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very compelling product for customers who are looking for a rugged 4x4 SUV. And I know especially a lot of people down in your part of the woods, if they want to take the doors off a vehicle or the roof off, obviously those are some great capabilities that are pretty unique to the segment that Bronco plays in.
Now, I understand there's been a lot of talk about some sort of problem with the colorization of the removable roof panel, and I guess that you guys got a handle on that.
Yeah, we early on in production, it didn't necessarily have to do with the colorization as much as there was some sealing issues on the roof that we worked through with our supplier partner. And we resolved that issue. We're shipping quality roofs to customers today.
Gotcha. So you're replacing those that were affected by this flaw, if you will. Is that correct?
Yeah, there are a handful of vehicles that needed to get roofs replaced. So some of those were held up at the factory. We've worked through all those, and then some of them did unfortunately get into customer hands, and dealers are working with those customers to get those roofs replaced.
Well, you know, it's funny because the press always makes such a big deal out of recalls or issues or problems, but I don't know of a completely new vehicle that makes it to market that doesn't have an issue or two, that doesn't show up until they come off the assembly line.
And it's like I've always said, it's, you know, something can go wrong. The quality of an operation is what do they do when that happens, and clearly they're going out and making it right with the customers.
How they react to it.
Yep.
Cool.
So tell us about some of the upcoming ideas that are going on with Bronco.
Didn't y'all drop some stuff out at the Chicago Auto Show recently?
We did, yeah. So we have 2 new special editions for the 22 model year. And we are, for the Raptor, the majority of Raptors are going to go to existing order holders. And for our Everglades model, all of those vehicles are going to be going to existing order holders. So first of all, we think it's very important that we don't make customers who have been waiting wait any longer for their vehicles. These are purely additional models for those customers who have been so patient with us in this process. But the vehicles themselves, Raptor is very much what you'd expect from a Raptor product from Ford. It's the world's first Ultra 4 inspired SUV, so it's super capable at speed on the highway, as well as rock crawling in the desert. And then our Everglades Special Edition is we built that vehicle for customers who want to go further into nature with added confidence. So it comes equipped with a winch and a snorkel.
Oh, cool.
Very nice, yes.
You had mentioned, or Don had mentioned, that the vehicles currently are being stored on a lot there in the Detroit area. Why wouldn't you deliver those to the actual dealership and let them hold them for the chips?
I think it's because we want to ensure that we deliver the vehicles with quality, us Ford, instead of having dealers have to be burdened with doing the retrofit themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. So on the Raptor and the Everglade, are they going to be kind of unique colors, unique paint schemes? What else is going on with those?
Yeah, so the Raptor comes with a unique Code Orange paint color, and then Everglades has a unique desert sand color as well. And then Raptor has 3 new unique interiors, and Everglades has a unique interior as well.
And what about the powertrains?
Powertrains for the vehicles on Raptor, we have a 3-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost motor, which is unique to Raptor. It's going to make over 400 horsepower.
Yikes.
And then on Everglades, we have our 2.3-liter inline-4 EcoBoost motor.
Now, are those all going to be available in the 2- and 4-door models?
These special editions are 4-door only.
Okay, I got you.
Good question.
Oh, how cool is that?
Me personally, I love the 2-door. There's just
Well, that's what you had for
yes, that's what that was what I had, and that's not a put down at all by the 4-door, because 4-doors are extremely popular, and I don't know sales figures between the two, but for me personally, I just like the look of that 2-door. As far as if you have a family, that would probably be a little bit more of a pain to have a 2-door than a 4-door.
Well, and I think when you look at the market itself, the market is very much 4-door-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah. So great things. Any word on the whole chip thing with Ford? I know that between the problem with Canada and the shutdown over the bridges in Windsor and Ottawa and all of that, on top of the chip shortage, I mean, it's got to be wreaking havoc with Ford as well as with all of the other manufacturers.
Yeah, we have a lot of very smart people in the company who are working very hard on the chip issue. So we're doing our best to work through it and manage through it and get customers in vehicle hands.
I've been in the press business with automotive now for over 20 years, and I have to tell you that I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this is probably one of the most pivotal and really exciting times for Ford. I mean, you've got the Lightning coming out. It's a real change, and it seems to me a real bright spot for Ford right now. How's everybody feeling up there about all this?
all the new stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of new products coming out from Ford, and I think everyone within the company is very excited about it. We won North American SUV of the Year this year with Bronco, and we also won North American Truck of the Year with Maverick this year. So I think that's indicative of not only how excited we are about the product and bringing all these new models to market, but also the reception that we're seeing from the public as well.
So I have another question, kind of a little off base from what we're talking about, but it's still Bronco focused. I go back to the days of the Baja races with, I'm going to say, Parnelli Jones, who is quite a famous Bronco driver. Is there any plans in Ford's support of the new Bronco going off-road racing as well?
Yeah, we've actually done quite a bit of off-road racing already with Bronco, and that's kind of the tie-in with Raptor, is that Raptor is our most capable version of Bronco, and it's born from our off-road racing experiences. So we've raced our Bronco R prototype in the Baja 1000. We've raced in the Rebel Rally with stock vehicles. Two of our engineers actually entered the Nora 1000 with a bone stock Bronco, and they podiumed with that vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Great.
And then I think what we're most proud of, and what we derived most of our learnings from, for Raptor at least, is from our participation in Ultra 4. And so we actually, their main race, their Daytona 500, if you will, just took place a couple weeks ago in Johnson Valley, California. And we had 3 Broncos in the stock class that took first, second, and third place.
But they're not racing in tomorrow's Daytona 500, I'll bet.
No, they're racing Mustangs. Ford will be there, but
It could
not
be a
with
pace
Bronco.
truck. We should have been a pace truck.
Well, congratulations on your motorsports victories. I know the early short wheelbase Broncos have been quite collectible through the years, and as you guys release the current new one, has really helped the values of those early ones as well. You see lots of them going through sales here at unbelievable prices.
Yeah, they've gone up quite a bit. I'm trying to find one, and that's
good. We hope you got some deep pockets for that.
I can find one. I just can't find one.
Well, look,
that you can
that I can afford.
We could give you directions to a lot where there's plenty of them.
Well, what you need to do is you need to do a find an early one and put the new twin turbo V6 in it, and make you a Resto Mod Bronco.
Well, that would be bad to the bone.
Well, then he can get Ford to pay for all of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I could see
Research.
and then send the bill to Mike Levine.
Yeah. And the vehicle to us.
Yeah. Tell him we said that.
I will.
Yeah. Esteban, it's great to talk to you, my friend, and congratulations on all the success. And I know that you guys are working through the chip problem out there, and we love the Ford Bronco, and best of luck to you, and let's stay in touch.
Sounds good.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
Great guy. I'm excited for them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm starting to see, I've seen 2 of them over there in my part of the world in the wild that they're finally starting to make it out there.
I've seen a number of Bronco Sports, and and let me just say this about that. Now, it's a completely different vehicle. That's a nice vehicle too.
Yep.
If you're into a crossover, I would certainly take a look at the Bronco Sport.
Well, and I've seen a number of the new Bronco as well out and on the road. And
you have?
always catches your eye.
I know.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, and a couple of them have been 2-doors, and I literally want to stop and watch that thing watch it go by, because it's just such a good looking truck.
Well, I told you when I had it, I got all these thumbs up, people slowing down and looking at it, and that doesn't happen very often. Most of the cars that I drive.
Yeah, they were all going, look at that old guy in that new car.
He's hauling donkey.
He's going through he's going through the life. What do they call
Bronco.
Raptor.
it? Yeah.
You can dress these
Crisis.
guys up.
That's what it is. A midlife crisis is what I was trying to think of.
That's exactly. I wish we're in midlife again.
End of life crisis.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've got going on.
Menopause.
End of life crisis.
We are men of pause.
Yep.
All right. Well, shall we move on?
Please. Unanimous.
Because obviously there's been a pause for the cause.
Yeah.
Nederland, the edge of the wild.
Edge of the world.
I just cannot imagine anything.
Marlon Perkins,
I don't even think I've
Nederville.
ever been to Nederville. How do you get there?
Well,
You go
where
west.
we were talking about the Spindletop Museum.
Uh-huh.
You go right on down that highway, and you take the Nederland exit, and you go down about another 12 miles.
There's a Nederland exit?
Yes, sir.
So if you go out I-10, and well, you did go out I-10 and
when you went to Louisiana.
And he chased the Challenger to Winnie.
Yeah.
And if you just stay on that road and go straight, and when the road ends, continue to go straight and get in the swamp, you're in Nederland. Am I close to right?
No.
Yes, I am.
You can't get
No,
there.
because you got to go through the refineries before you get to the swamp.
So you live
and there
next
is
to the refineries.
The three-headed
yeah.
lobster.
Some people watch the sun go down in the glow. Well, when the sun goes down in the glow here, we look to the south and we see the glow of the refineries.
And that's actually quite true, because the glow of the refineries, I guess, is they're burning off the natural gas or burning something off.
They're burning. Generally, it's the mistakes. Somebody goofed, so they got to burn off the mistakes, and they do it at night. So
there is an orange glow.
It's like a giant one-hitter.
To Nederland.
I did things on purpose to myself back when I was in my late teens and early 20s.
We all did.
But, you just have to just drive over there, and it just kind of happens naturally over there. What is that funny smell in the air?
Pasadena.
When we go to Oklahoma for the family reunion and we're gone for 3 or 4 days or a week in particular, we come back. We know when we're getting close to home.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We're
that's
home
great.
because it smells.
Exactly.
All right, time now for the car review of the hour, the 2022 GMC Terrain. Available trim levels are the SLE, the SLT, the AT-4, and at the top of the food chain is the Denali. I had the AT-4 all-wheel drive. This is considered by your government as a small SUV. I would put it in between a small and a medium-sized SUV. Seats 5 people, including the driver. It was a complete redesign in 2018. Exterior features include C-shaped headlights. Mm-hmm. They kind of wrap around the daytime running light. It's a great design, and it looks good. And it's actually part of the large grille with the huge GMC emblem right smack dab in the middle of it. Has a floating roof design. It's a disguise with black paint is what it is. But it works, and it's okay.
The C-pillars got the paint line.
If you're into that sort of thing, I don't really care one way or the other. Black wheel option on it. Nice looking. It also has a nice looking hatch at the back end of it. What I liked about it, the overall appearance, rates an A in my book. I don't think anything could use improvement. Interior highlights include an attractive dash with vents on either side of the touch screen. That's easy to use, by the way. Pop-up screen above the instrument cluster has a changeable display, as well as this particular one had a head-up display in it as well. Cargo and trunk room, small but adequate because it is only a 2-row. What I liked the push-pull buttons for the transmission on the center dash. Because it's not on the console where the dog could easily put his paw or her paw down and take it in and out of gear by mistake. Don't put it on the center console. Not those kind of controls on the center console.
Does Susie ride with you often?
No, she doesn't actually. But in the past, she has in vehicles like that. Stepped on something, and it's not a good thing. Engine is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that has 170 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. Now you think, oh my God, this thing is anemic. It's a wheezer. No, it's not. Why? Because of the 9-speed automatic transmission.
Well, let's go back in time. Remember the Iron Duke, the 2.5?
I do.
That put out 90 horsepower.
Yes. Yeah.
So now we've got a 1.5 turbo putting out 170. So I'd imagine it is pretty peppy.
And you know what? I really did like the powertrain in this. 170 horsepower, 9-speed automatic transmission. It had the start-stop feature. I never turned it off. Didn't have to.
Really? So it didn't annoy you the
way
some
all.
do?
Not at all. Yeah. And I'm a 2-footer. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. And I will tell you, man, you take your foot off that brake, bam, that engine starts immediately. And you can't feel it. It doesn't shudder to life or anything like that. It's there. It's good, I'm telling you.
No, that's just the evolution of the system.
Tow rating, 1,500 pounds, a small garden trailer. Payload, 1,146. Miles per gallon. You ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
28 city, 28 highway for a combined of 26. Now, to me,
Wait, how does 28 and 28 combine to 26?
Here,
He went to public school.
I'm sorry, it's 25 city, 28 highway for a combined of 26. I wrote it down wrong.
Public schools.
Imagine that. Public schools again.
Detroit Public Schools.
I got 28.3 miles per
Holy
gallon
cow.
over 439 miles.
And you're not
That's
exactly
pretty-
light on that.
That's pretty good.
You can drive the vehicles that you have. They'll put
I
it that
do.
way.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't floor it.
No,
I mean, I don't tear them up or anything like
No.
that. And
But 28 miles per gallon in that size of an SUV is pretty
and
amazing.
with that engine that works for that vehicle, it truly is amazing.
The pairing is right.
Yeah, GM
Engine,
did a good job
transmission.
on this thing.
He did always say that when he had that vehicle that he really liked it, even before the review.
Yeah, ride and handling smooth, compliant, not choppy. It's all good. So pricing, base price is $34,000 on this vehicle. Price as tested was $39,960.
It's not bad.
The base model price $27,900. Well, no, it's not bad considering today the average price of vehicles is $40,000.
So it's right there. It's right there in the average price then.
Exactly. What it compares to is the Honda CR-V for $26,400, the Mazda CX-5 for $25,900, and the Nissan Rogue for $26,700. So it's right in there. Shop all of those, and I think that you'll agree with me. It's a pretty good little vehicle.
That's just a step below a Cadillac, too. I mean, that's right in there.
And I will say this, that I am currently driving a new Chevy. Its counterpart, sitting out there now with a really cool paint I'll tell you about next week. But it's the same vehicle except with, different body panels.
Equinox.
Yeah. And it's the same vehicle, and the powertrain's the same. I like the powertrain.
Just as much.
And I'll tell you about that one next week. But it's the same vehicle, just in the Chevy skin.
Gotcha.
So
Totally different look, though.
totally different look.
They did a nice job of
They did.
differentiating the sisters, let's say.
Do they run on the same line?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they come down the same assembly line.
Yeah. It's truly amazing the way that they build these vehicles these days. They'll do a run of Chevrolets, and then they'll do a run of GMCs until
They'll
empty
do Chevy GMC, 4 Chevys, 3 GMCs.
They can do that, but from what I learned in my factory tours, they generally don't because, for instance, like the headlights. Well, the guy that section of the assembly line where they put the headlights on, they have the parts wagon that pulls up there with all the lights on it. And so if you start mixing them, that means you got to have 2 parts wagons up there. So they run, 20 of them down the line, 30 of them down the line of one make, and then 30 of another make down there.
Yep.
So they try to keep the parts straight. I can imagine being on the assembly line. Oh, okay, now here come the GMCs.
Well, for years, you would, on the pickup truck lines, you'd see one go by and it had GMC emblems on one side and Chevy emblems on the other.
Yeah.
That wasn't uncommon, but those were very hard to differentiate the two of them. They were very common looking vehicles, very similar.
Back in the
looking
day, they
vehicles.
were
Right.
almost identical. I mean, really, wasn't the only change was basically the grill?
Yeah, the grill. Not even the taillights were even the same.
Exactly.
The grill and generally the steering wheel.
Right, because it had the emblem in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Same wheel, just different emblem in the middle of the steering wheel.
When I worked for Fisher Body, I did every third job, and I put 3 screws in the cover on the rear deck section for the power deck lid.
Really?
1, 2, 3. That one's mine. Zip, zip, zip. Go sit down.
And there were 2 other guys that would do every third job, and you guys were getting paid union wage.
Yeah, 18 years old, like $38 an hour.
Oh my God, you serious?
Yeah.
Were you out of high school at that point?
Yeah.
Dang, Jeff.
And then the line would go down, and you guys would all go look for the.
Yeah, we call Mike.
You all go look for the interior trim
Oh,
department.
Mike. Yep. Hey,
and
Mike.
Take a nap.
Did you get the line back going again?
Work on the 4th
I'm
floor.
working on it.
20-minute lunch, but you had to go downstairs, or you could eat on the cafeteria, or whatever. But it was pretty interesting time. Really was.
Where was this?
Fort Street, Detroit, Fisher Body Plant.
Is it still there?
No. That's when they made from the firewall back. They did in the interior because Fisher Body's the interior, and then they would ship that portion of the car over to the Cadillac plant about a mile away on the transport trucks. They put
Hamtramck.
7 of them on, and they would go and marry the chassis to the.
Why would they do that?
And then all the hoods and the fenders go on and engine, all that stuff. That's the way they did it.
Back then, that's the way they did it. They don't do it that way anymore. Everything's somewhat
centralized.
So that's why some of those Chevys that I was prepping over at Richardson Chevrolet had different looking colored fenders.
Yeah, could be. Well, that was Chevrolet. Cadillac, I know, because that's what we did.
I know. But it's same.
Well, I spent enough time in assembly plants to wonder how they could build so many cars correctly.
The way that they did.
Tuesday through Thursday, because Mondays and Fridays were.
Yeah, that car that sat there over the weekend from Friday afternoon to Monday morning.
A hodgepodge.
Well, didn't always take them time to get back in gear, but sometimes.
Yeah, not every screw and nut was tight.
Well, yeah, every nut was on the line. Doing every third job.
Why don't we do the cruise-in calendar? You got that?
Yep. So the Classic Car Stampede is March 12th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's in Belleville, Texas.
That'd be a nice little drive today.
Yep. The APA stand Saturday at the Strand in Galveston on the harbor side in Galveston. That's a $30 entrance fee, and that's going to be March 19th, and that's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's actually a very good show. I've seen a number of pictures from the past. It's a very, very good show. Also, March 19th, the Central Texas Rolling Car Show, leaving Leander, Texas. Saturday, 3/26, Church on the Rock, the Spindletop Car Show in Beaumont, Texas, which is right down there off of 3.
And, Mars never attends any of those car events over there.
Well, that's Saturday morning. So.
Yeah, a lot of them are on Saturday.
Well, he could go to the head. We could probably have the same results here. Call them in.
But that one, they've got a special charity thing going on. We get a little bit closer. We're going to talk to them.
That's actually a very good show.
Yeah. It's like 30 years old.
You've been spending a lot of time over there lately.
Yeah, I've been spending way too much time.
Did you change his zip code or anything?
His work visa is about to run out.
Did you ever stay at the Ramada Inn there on the I-10?
No, I usually stay at AVID, which is one of the new ones that they built right there at Walden. There's a Holiday Inn, as you come into town on Walden on I-10. I used to stay at that when I worked for General Motors, but Avid's probably 3 years old.
I see that it wasn't there when I'd stay out there.
So they changed the sheets is what you're saying.
Well, I stayed at the Residence Inn a couple of weeks ago, and the water went out. So I wasn't...
All of the water?
Yeah, turned the whole water off for the whole complex.
That's great. We all lathered up when they turned it on.
No, and I was lucky enough when I turned the water on, nothing came out in the shower, and I'm like, well, I'm sure glad
Why
it didn't
won't this
happen
flush?
So... And then also Saturday, April 9th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the Lubies in Lake Jackson, their second annual car and truck show. And then Saturday, May 14th, the Arkansas Camaro Fest in Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
All right.
Camaro Fest.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So all the Camaro
Where is
guys.
Eureka located versus like Little Rock or Hot Springs?
Eureka is
right there next to the vacuum cleaners.
Just across the Oklahoma border. And north of 40.
Okay, so west side.
Used to be a real fun road, but 71 used to be a great road. I used to ride my motorcycle up and down 71.
I was up there.
But where you had your motorcycle ride?
Last year when I went up there to the family reunion, or 2 years ago, and we went up 71 just because we hadn't been up there in a long time.
71 used to be a real fun road. They kind of pulled it straight and made it 4 lanes. Used to be a real windy.
Well, no, the old highway's still there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And we took the old highway.
That's the one to ride.
Isn't that part of Route 66?
Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast source. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues after these brief messages.
Saturday, March 19th, 2022 is the premiere of the all-new Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos kicks off a new seasonal format, and first up is the Spring Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m., Saturday, March 19th. Tailpipes and Tacos will award trophies for the best hot rod, best classic, and best modern classic, so make plans now. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise in, and this is where you'll enjoy seeing the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, along with Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and all cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Get your ride ready for the all-new Spring Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, March 19th. It's going to be a huge car show, and spectators are welcome. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Let's celebrate the arrival of spring and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday morning, March 19th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com. If you're in charge of your company's small, medium, or large business anywhere in the U.S., let the On Hold Company help you retain customers and promote your business on your telephone system. Promote special sales or company info when placed on hold. The On Hold Company provides custom on-hold messages with professional male or female voices, licensed background music with no long-term contract, no monthly recurring bill, and updates your messages as needed. Call the On Hold Company at 713-223-HOLD or go to onhold.net. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.